Should parents snoop through their kids' stuff? It is a double-edged sword. You want your children to grow up, create their own lives, but you worry about what they're doing when they're out of your sight. So how do you keep tabs on your team? Well, GMA Life and Family contributor Lee Woodruff, the woman who says, "Talk to me about anything," spoke to moms facing that dilemma. Good to see you, Lee.
Thanks, Robin. So trust your kids or trust your gut? That is the question. And as kids face choices that come with growing up, like drugs, alcohol, sex, should we as parents have faith that our children are following the guidelines we've taught them? Or should we do anything we can to find out what they're up to?
What is that? Don't worry about it. Let me see that. No.
It's inevitable. Your teens want freedom.
Mom, stop!
But with that freedom comes dangerous temptations. The topic of the tough teen drama, 13.
That is a tongue ring.
Parents want to know what their kids are up to. But should they cross the line? Spying on their own children?
Their job is to try to get away with things. My job is to catch them.
And you cannot be your children's friend. You have to be the authority.
I don't want to be a parent in their face. I don't think that that is really going to let me in.
My house, my rules. Is that what we're saying? Bonnie, Manuela, Elsa, and I talked about how far we'll go to keep tabs on our kids. All right, so guys, who checks? For example, if you think your daughter's smoking or whatever, would you or have you checked a purse?
Looking through her purse and snooping through her drawers is a backdoor approach to really saying, are you drinking? Are you smoking pot? You know, I should be able to come up front and ask her what she's doing, not do it in a roundabout way.
My actions, like for instance, I would smell her fingers and smell her breath when she came home from parties. She said stopped her from doing a lot of things that her friends were actually doing, indulging in, and she didn't, because she says, I gotta go home to my mom and she's gonna smell me. It gave her that excuse.
My attitude is completely different. I don't want to be the policeman in my house. All I want is to know that my kids are safe and that they're doing things responsibly. I think you teach a lot by example.
But does being big mother, spying on your kids, really help? Parenting expert Dr. Mona Spiegel says trust is a better tool.
Snooping is a violation of trust. It's okay to go into your child's room, but not to read their diary, not to go through their drawers. Snooping is the exception to the rule. It's when there's a clear and present danger.
Many moms, just like the mom in this scene from Parenthood, don't agree. When we posted the question online, the message boards lit up, with most moms in favor of snooping. Katrin in Tennessee says, if I am responsible for their actions, then I should be able to snoop. And Myra in Texas, I have made it perfectly clear there is no privacy in my house.
I've told my children right from the beginning, whatever you are planning on doing, I've done it before you. I think you have to allow for your own mistakes to come through.
I also think there's a school of thought, too, though, that says if I do that, then I open up the door for them to say, well, you tried it, Mom,
right,
and you did that, Mom.
But they're going to do it no matter what.
11 years old, my daughter is right now, and I have talks with her of what I expect her and not expect her to do, and smoke, drink, and have sex is not any of those three things. Not that I'm naive.
I think what I've said to them is, look, I have the right. It's my house. I'm paying the bills. I have the right to go up on your computer if I want to check where you've been or what you're doing. I just want you to know that I have the capability and I would do all of this if I felt like I had a reason. Now the question is, do you fess up to your kids about your snooping? Our expert says only if you have evidence.
How could you break my law? I came in here because I was afraid you were on drugs.
If we did find something, we found that the child is leading a secret life, you will have to speak with your child. Tell them why you were concerned, what you found, and what you're going to do about it.
As mom, I try to be trusting, but also very vigilant. And while I am really not into going through their drawers, pocketbooks, snooping on their computer, they know where I stand on certain issues.
What they're doing at such a young 13-year-old age and 14-year-old is shocking. So to me, to deter them as far as I can, if my checking up on them and my being there, if that's in it, great, I'll go for that.
Go for it. And Lee is with us now, joining us live. We've got a lot of baby boomers on our staff here.
Yes, we do.
And they're watching and going, you know, back in the day when we were coming along, it wasn't considering snooping, it was considering parenting.
That's right. And you and I were talking about the fact that when we were growing up, our moms knew exactly what we were doing when we were home. The phone would ring, you'd pick it up. There were no cell phones, no computers. And so I think it's harder for a mom to know exactly what's going on in the house.
We had a lot of people emailing, and the vast majority were pro looking into what your kid is doing, pro snooping, if you will.
Snoop, yeah.
But we did have a few people, a few moms that said, In fact, Jennifer from Santa Monica says, we don't have to snoop. Our daughter knows that we can read her text messages or instant message at any time. It is a rule that we established before allowing her the privilege of doing those things.
And that's about boundaries, I think. That's about, as a parent, knowing, letting your kids know, this is our house, these are our rules, and if you're going to overstep, or if I think you're overstepping, these are what the consequences are going to be.
How's it worked in your home? Something about an iBox I heard about.
Well, you know what? That's our second point, which is one of the things that we came up with was, do you snoop or not to snoop? And one of the points was make your home the hangout. And then you don't really have to snoop. You can sort of know. And that's what we did. We realized if we were going to find out what our son was up to, we were going to have to buy the Nintendo down in the basement, because then all of his friends would come over and we could kind of keep an eye on what they were doing, what they were talking about.
Yeah, and so you're
in a comfortable way.
It becomes a hangout place.
Yeah.
And you know, it is a different time. And no two ways about it.
It is a different time, but you know, the rules still apply. You know your kid, trust your gut, and if you think something's wrong, then you need to take action.
All right, Lee, thanks so much. And what do you say about this? Tell us. Tell Lee what you think.
Talk to me.
Talk to her.
Talk to me.
Can we talk at abcnews.com?
In a flash, be the first to know what's coming up on Good Morning America tomorrow with the GMA Daily Flash email. All the great insider details you want to know from GMA. Go to abcnews.com, click the GMA page, and sign up for the Daily Flash. And you can even enter to win the weekly GMA Flash gift bag giveaway. Sign up now.